I would like to say that Congress just passed a bill that makes Congress members, they can no longer be involved in insider trading. And I think that you're kind of spinning the words. There are some members of Congress that were aware of this, and you're definitely correct in this. And
I think that members of Congress also acted irresponsibly. I think we shouldn't have had an expansionary economic policy when we weren't in a recession, and that caused the asset level to be even bigger than.
I think it's important to say also that a lot of economists were thrown off by this. What happened in this financial recession was just, it was like it never happened before in history, and it threw a lot of people off guard. And to say that we believe that it didn't throw that our entire government wasn't aware, I think is kind of unfair, because yeah, absolutely there were, and it shows that our government does have kinks in the system, and that is not right. And I feel like we actually did address that in a bill that was just passed by Congress. Not being able to use inside information to go into the stock market and trade, and limit that information that they're given as members of Congress.
Aggie Solidarity would like to despite the budget, I think even the people at the top of the very line, like she was saying, economists didn't believe that this was happening. They didn't believe that this was happening when it was already clear that it was happening, because they were operating under a false illusion. They were operating under an illusion that this wouldn't happen anymore, that this couldn't happen anymore. Look at Alan Greenspan, head of the Fed, who was a huge neoliberal activist. He was a libertarian, for goodness sake. And he said when this happened, he said, there's something in the model that just didn't work. He said their model that they had imposed, their philosophy, had proven itself false, had proven itself corrupt, had proven itself invalid. He said that right after the crash happened. They were operating under a false illusion of how this economy works. And I think that says a lot about the people running the economy and how much we should trust them.
Yeah, I have a question. It's for all three of you guys. It's about healthcare. That's the one thing I'd like to say I actually disagree with. I think universal healthcare has proven to work in certain countries. The Democrats, they make points in the current administration policies, that's a step towards the right direction. It's not enough, and no one approves the current administration's policies. He's not doing enough for the left, he's doing too much for the right. And the Republican, he's very well spoken, very charismatic. He does excellent public speaking. The question is, how do you deal with the ineffectual systemic breakdown? Healthcare is broken on all aspects. And to leave it up to the market, they could provide some really good breakthroughs. And to leave it up to the current administration policies, could take a couple more baby steps in the right direction. But how do we fix it? What is an actual fix from each of you guys? Actual start with the Republican.
I think I mentioned it earlier, giving access again to a system that's already broken isn't going to make it better. And in fact, it's going to give everyone access to that system, give worse quality of service because it's limited, it's broken. So how do we fix it? How do we fix healthcare? Well, it's really not that hard of a problem in my eyes. If you look at it from an objective point of view, what's wrong with it? Okay, not enough people have access to doctors. Not enough people have access to nurses. Well, there's where I don't think it should be left to the markets. I think the government has a responsibility, though I don't think healthcare is a right because someone has to pay for it. the way you fix it is by giving the government the ability to create incentives for people to seek these job opportunities. How about the government gives nurses or doctors, pays their salary to go into poor communities to get them started? I mean, there's plenty of ideas out there for the government to throw some money at to see how we can get more involvement in doctors and nurses throughout the country. You know, increasing the amount of providers is ultimately going to improve service for everybody.
I think we made it clear in one of our questions. If you cut military spending and put all that money, or a big chunk of that money in healthcare, you could easily nationalize it. And what was saying, that doesn't sound libertarian to me at all. One. Second, it has been healthcare has been in the market and run by the market, and it's not working. So I think and as our friend said, nationalized healthcare works where money is involved. And if I say, if you say this is not going to be profitable, well, I don't care. It's not going to be profitable, I don't care.
I would add that it's partially regulated, but that's not working either. So
He did make the point, he did say it was not part of the market only Democrats.
I feel like we've kind of been running in circles with this question. It's been asked, and we all have different ideas. It's very apparent. And I think that the only way to fix the current problems in our healthcare system is to cross political boundaries and share ideas from this table, from that table there, and from the table to my far left. I think that's the only way that we can I think that we've all had I've heard some great ideas that I agree with from both tables. And I think that the only way that we truly, that not us, but our government can truly fix this is by blending these together and trying to accommodate everyone.